overrated.
The beef is, but
Yeah, the clams are pretty good.
yeah.
So we were driving, and there was a car next to us, and they had the dome light on, and there was a girl in the back seat doing blow off a mirror. So she's there doing blow, and she looks over at us, and I'm looking over to her, and she goes, just for no reason, just fuck you.
I mean, that's Revere Beach.
But that's coke too.
Yeah. Wow.
And I was like, no coke. And then I also had another buddy who got arrested, who was selling coke, and he got arrested for murder. And this was a scary murder where they beat.
How close were you with this guy?
He's a training partner of mine.
Yeesh.
Yeah, I knew him very well. I don't think he did that murder. He might have did that murder. He did some shit. He wound up going to jail. He went to jail for quite a long time, quite a few years, and then he came out, and he was just a totally different person. He came out super jacked, and he had a bunch of like really bad tattoos, and all of them were now these heavy keloid scars. Like he had like burned off his tattoos or cut off his tattoos or some shit. I don't know what he did in prison. He was real vague about it. But when he came out, like he was a fucking different human. He was an animal. You didn't want, if you sparred him, like when we sparred, they weren't sparring matches. They were fights. Like they were full on fights. Like we would spar like we were trying to kill each other. It was very dangerous. And he was I knew he was selling coke and doing coke, and then he got arrested for this murder where they took this guy, and again, I don't know if he did it, but he did get arrested and then released. They broke all the bones in this guy's body with a hammer, and they kept injecting him with cocaine to keep him awake.
What?
Yeah. And then they cut his hands off, and they cut his head off, and then they left his body somewhere. And I think the idea of cutting his hands off was to hide his fingerprints. And then this dude got arrested for that crime. And I was like, geez. So it was more evidence to me like coke is fucking crazy business.